Hey guys, welcome to the Punk Rock Condition, where we explore, discover, and appreciate all things punk rock. If that interests you, please subscribe. Here on today's episode, we're doing episode 3 of You Want to Get Into, where we talk about one of my absolute favorite bands of all time, a band who I think I have my head wrapped entirely around everything that they've ever done. And today I'm happy to say that we are talking about none other than Rancid. And we're in fucking top 10 of all time territory here, man. I love Rancid with all of my heart. And so I can't wait to talk about them some here and take a trip down memory lane through their discography. But first I gotta ask you a question. You want to get into Rancid? Alright, let's do it. So Rancid formed back in 1991 in the Berkeley area in California. And initially they were just a 3-piece. The main people in Rancid, you got Tim Armstrong singing on guitar, you got Lars Frederiksen singing, playing lead guitar, Matt Freeman on the bass, and they've had 2 drummers, Brett Reed and Brandon Steinkart. Brett Reed was in the band up till 2006, and then they switched. But back in 91 when they formed, they were coming off of being in Operation Ivy, as many of you guys probably know. Matt and Tim were in Op Ivy together. And I already did a video on Energy and how phenomenal of an album that is, so you should check that out. But, you know, Op Ivy wasn't around long. There were 2 years, you know, they came and they went. And so back in those days, in the Gilman Street area and the creative, fertile ground that was taking place in California at that time, these kids were young, though, right? And so as the story goes, as much as I understand it, Tim had some issues with addiction or with alcoholism way back in the day, okay? And Matt Freeman, who was an absolute freak of nature on the bass guitar, had told Matt, look, if you clean up your act, we'll do this thing. And a year to the day, Tim came back to him and said, yo, I'm clean, let's go. Let's start a band. And what do we get? We get Rancid's first record, their self-titled album. Now, they proceeded to put out 3 albums in 3 years. It's actually fucking crazy to think about. Because after that first album, and off the strength of that first album, they were looking for another guitarist. And there are rumors, I don't know how true they are, that Tim Armstrong had asked Billy Joe Armstrong from Green Day to be the other guitarist in Rancid, but Billy Joe had other ideas. And then Lars was asked shortly thereafter and said yes. So we get Lars on Let's Go. And they went from really good to out of this world. Bringing Lars in was the final piece. Let's Go is one of my favorite records of all time, without question. And then after that comes And Out Come the Wolves, which is one of the greatest punk records of all time. So Rancid has 10 total albums, and we'll touch on a little bit of all of them. And the cool thing about Rancid is that, you know, one of the purposes of these videos is for me to give you an idea of who they are in totality, right? And although Rancid does have like some variations in the way that they write songs and what they can do a little bit of ska, they can do a little bit of reggae, they can get super hardcore, and they can even get radio friendly as well, let's be honest. But they really never do stray too far away from the nest. I definitely have a hierarchy in their albums of which ones I like a little more than the rest of them, but I like them all. And, you know, outside of the 2 full lengths, they also did a split with No Effects. They also put out a B-side and C-side. They're on 100 different things. But look, Rancid is an example of what happens when you have different members that have different strengths. Matt Freeman is unequivocally one of the best bassists in punk rock, in the history of punk rock, okay? He's the most talented guy in the band musically. He's phenomenal. He drives the band. He's the backbone of the band. And then you've got Tim Armstrong, who is just like the greatest freaking frontman ever. When he walks out onto stage, he has this mystery about him that I can't put my finger on because he doesn't do a lot of interviews, I guess, or something like that. But man, watching Tim perform, you want to talk about a guy who was born to do it. Between the look and his odd tone of his voice, he's a hell of a performer. And Lars is as steady as they come. And he has just almost, arguably, as distinguishable and phenomenal a voice as Tim in his own right. Lars is the man. And Matt sings some songs too, and he's got a very definitive way of singing. And they all let each other take that front spot in a fair way to keep everybody's talent shining. It's just really impressive, man. You gotta love seeing when three guys that are that talented all find each other. Well, that's what happens. You get one of the greatest fucking bands in the history of the genre, you know? All three of those guys are in pretty significant other side projects as well, speaking of how talented they are. You know, Tim has his Tim Time Bomb stuff. He also had a solo record called like A Poet's Life, if I'm remembering that correctly. And Lars is in, you know, Lars has got the Bastards, and he's also got the Old Firm Casuals and some other stuff as well that's not coming to my mind right now, but those are like the two most significant other things that Lars does. And Matt Freeman's in a band called Charger. He's also in a band called Devil's Brigade. And like, these guys are too talented to just do it all in Rancid. But you know, it's all great to have Rancid be the home base and for them to just kind of have this other stuff to listen to on the periphery of Rancid because of how much I like each one of those guys individually. But anyways, Rancid was a big part of the mid-90s punk revival. They were right behind Green Day and Offspring in terms of being one of the most important bands that was so legit doing great things for the genre at the time. Any success that they had or continue to have, they earned it. They deserve it. You know, often imitated, never duplicated. Rancid's one of a kind. They're just phenomenal. So let's go ahead and dive in. If you're already a Rancid fan, take the opportunity to just go ahead and listen to a little piece from every single album in a row, in chronological order, and just hear what they've done and how they did it, and hear the ups and downs of each record and the different sounds that they have. I'll be sure to like pull out a song that is indicative of when they play this kind of song and when they play that kind of song. And if you're new to Rancid, after this little tour here, you'll have everything you need to go out and be a Rancid fan from here till forever in your own right. So after we get through that, I'll rank the discography in my humble opinion, and we'll move on from there. So let's start at the beginning with Rancid's self-titled record. Let's go.
One more hill, a river to cross on the way to another town. Finding no beer and always running away.
That's amazing. Amazing. From the first song. It's amazing to hear how incredible they were right out of the gate. Matt's incredible. It's like they already were great. Honestly, Radio is one of their best songs. You know, it's one you're going to hear them play every time. But just listen to how much Matt, again, just drives it. So phenomenal on the bass. He makes that song, man.
Everyone was saying, I had a dream
I remember when I was a kid, I could never figure out what he was saying there. My name is Tim, I'm a lesser known character. I was like, what the fuck's he saying, man? Because he was just doing that mush mouth thing. That's the best. I also think Sidekick was on one of the Punkaramas, one of those comps. I'm not sure. I know that this next song I'm about to play, Salvation, was on fucking Guitar Hero.
Head to the bed, there's a war in the cemetery. Start to fight, stop drinking. What the fuck were they thinking? Jimmy and Johnny, tell me what's the end. Jimmy and Johnny, tell me what's the end. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Lars, man, doing his thing. Yeah. Being like, yo, I'm here now. I sing too. Honestly, I could play Let's Go from start to finish. So good. Just picking out a couple tunes that are good. Give you an idea where they're at. Here's a low-key one I always loved.
Just gotta get used to life living on the lam. Now Mary's out the door with the loaded 44 in her hand. Shooting down the law that shot down her dead morning man. When I last saw her, she was looking trouble. She said this is not...
Out Come the Wolves, also one I could play from start to finish for sure. It's impossible to boil this down to 3 or 4 songs, but let's play some highlights. One of the greatest bass solos in the history of punk rock, without question.
999 if you really want the trouble. Dial 999 if you can't say it good. The Jack the Ripper is ordinary crook. Call in Maxwell, murder for you.
The funny thing is, like, if you keep hearing what he's playing after the solo, it's just relentless. Now one of the biggest punk anthems in the history of punk.
Give on the boat, the roots are radicals. Give on the boat, you know I'm a radical. Give on the boat, the roots are ringing on my stereo. The radio was playing, Desmond Deco was singing on the 43 bus as we climb up the hill. First thing you learn, you gotta make it in this world alone. Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The point of time bomb. Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The point of time bomb. Hanging on the corner, 152nd and Broadway. The cars passing by, but none of them seem to go my way. In New York City, well, I wish I was on the highway. Back to Olympia. Destination now. Ruby, 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 Soho. 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 Ruby, 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 Soho.
Listen, as played out as Ruby Soho and Time Bomb might be, when you're looking at it doing a video like this, it's like, man, they're so great, actually. It's like being able to hear them again for the first time. And when you hear Tim and Lars singing together there, like, just, is there a better example of them singing together and how well it goes than just that right there, that little Ruby Soho part? You know, it just boils down to the simplest thing being true.
Man came from far away, from New Orleans and the East Bay. He said, this is a Mecca. I said, this ain't no Mecca, man. This place is fucked. 3 months go by. He had no home. He had no food. He's all alone. I said, throwing one shame on you. Said, for me twice. He went back to New Orleans. To the end, I'll journey to the end. To the end, I'll journey to the end. To the end, to the end, I'll journey to the end. There's
just to be clear, this is absolutely like a top 10 favorite album of all time.
Picking back up and starting all over again. Hey! Oh! Hey! Well, I'm a bad motherfucker, driving me insane. So don't you even bother. Who am I to blame? 'Cause when I listen to the record, do you feel the same? Hey, it don't get any better. Going backwards again. Get your words, I read your better of her. Well, I kick my way in and seem to push it all up. Well, hey, something's getting me going. But I got no one to blame. 5 o'clock is coming. Do you feel the same? When a lonely whistle calls out your name. Lucky glass girl put some money to the test. Yeah, she got a new dress. Gonna look her best. Yugoslavia's been blown to bits. Yeah, she got a new dress. She's looking to the west. Well, who the kids that put boys down, what they for sure. Scott's been stricken on their face. Well, who the kids that put boys down, what they for sure. Scott's been stricken on their face. Sometimes you know there's no place to go but to a love life of crime. Yeah, but it's so wrong to steal someone's fair. And I got some hard times to bomb some on the subway. It's a long way to go to get to Leicester Square. Odd line, it's the one you gotta cross, the one you gotta cross to get you anywhere. Mike gets with this butt face after round a cheap cigar. He's can't contain 'cause they always see the trouble from afar. Get together high above the backdrop of hate. Well, there's no more food on the table. And the ones who are strong no longer able. And an open mind around the stable. And you spin like a DJ's turntable. A million eyeballs in a blade of smart with no dimensions of sight. I can tell you how it'll go down, but only you can tell me how to live. Our systems can stop right here, but all we are is pretend. So many things could be a mystery, but all we're seeking is freedom. You realize, Mr. Reality, I'm gonna beat it a credo. It's alright, it's quite alright with me.
So interestingly enough, Rancid fans typically refer to this album as Rancid 2000 because that's when it came out, because it's another self-titled record like their first one. So the way to differentiate it, and then they have it as 5 on Spotify, which is interesting because it's their 5th album. But anyways, yeah, this one was kind of like a little bit polarizing of an album because they really leaned into a little more hardcore edge, and you know, I remember when I first got it being a little like, and then eventually it was like, yeah, this is fucking great.
That is right, what is wrong, and the evil considered bad behavior. Correction, I need no direction. I'll let it go just one last time. I spent my whole life searching for direction. I'll let it go just one last time.
Oh, it's so good.
You make a deal in a situation. So in there, evacuation. Let California fall into the fucking ocean. Let California fall into the fucking ocean. Let California fall into the fucking ocean. And never forget, it's your fugitive for time. Radio Havana, fugitive for time. Radio Havana, yeah, I got it right. Yeah, I got it right. There's nothing you can do. Dead bodies everywhere, piles of blood and trails and arrow bleeding from the inside. From the Armageddon outside. Dead bodies everywhere, piles of blood and trails and arrow bleeding from the inside. From the Armageddon outside. Dead bodies. Dead bodies. Dead bodies.
All right, cool. That brings us halfway through. We're halfway through. And I mean, as much as I threw in some variations there, it's all Rancid. It's all Rancid. You know, if you didn't know any better, you could pick a song from any one of these 5 records and go like, I don't know which record that's from. Now, real Rancid fans know that like each record kind of has its own mood and its own thing when you've listened to them all 100 times. But you got to appreciate that they never get too far away from what makes them great. So let's dive into the second half of their career, which starts up with Indestructible, which is really a great fucking album, man. Love Indestructible.
And I know I'm indestructible. And I know I'm indestructible. Tonight, breakdown. Come on, tell me it's not true. It's a shakedown. Come on, tell me who are you? And so I'll wait down.
This was a really big song for them. This was a legit hit song.
I'm very lucky to have my crew. They stood by me when she flew. I've been knocked down, beat down, black and blue. She's not the one coming back for you. She's not the one coming back for you. If I fall back down, you're gonna help me back over.
Yeah, this was a big hit.
If I fall back down, you're gonna be my friend.
So Red Hot Moon, this is where you'll hear, this was kind of a hit song for them as well. I think they may have had like a guest appearance by someone who was kind of famous, right? What was his name? Skinhead Rob maybe is on this song. Either way, great tune, shows a little bit of their versatility. Red Hot Moon.
You only make her run far away. Under the red hot moon, take a bus downtown to the graveyard shift tonight. Under the red hot moon, take a bus downtown to the graveyard shift tonight. I'm not looking for a fight now, and I don't care who's on the ride now. So release the door and we fly now. So we can start right now. We can start right now. We can start right now. So we can start right now. So we can start right now. Start right now. Start right now. Start right now. Hit the road, hauling all rocky rolling down about 15 deep. We hit the streets low riding. By the time we made it to New Orleans, it must have been 3:30. By the time we made it to Memphis, we were crazy. Tonight you're our blanket, and you're gonna keep us warm. Tonight, protect us from the storm. Marking massive slabs of nothing without their things to sell here. Is it you? Is it you that orchestrated? Is it you? Is it you who's orchestrated? Hey, 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 is it you? Hey, 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 is it you? Is it you who's orchestrated?
Oh man, Indestructible is another one where it's flawless. Just is.
You can see the San Francisco Bay, Alcatraz over the landfill, and reminisce on my front porch under a yellow light. Another East Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night, East Bay night. Making moves in the night, he's a boss man. Up to no good, like a spark on wild, on splittering wood. Best intentions get misunderstood, but that motherfucker is up to no good. Up to no good, up to no good, up to no good, up to no good, up to no good. We got it right, you got it wrong. We're still around. Last one to die. We're going up, you're going down. We're still around. Last one to die.
You know, it's funny. I'm thinking as I'm listening to this. I remember when that record came out, you know, it's back in '09 now. But like they were already making the point that we're still around, you know, we're still hanging around. And they're still hanging around in 2025. So it's like listening to them go, we're still around. Last one to die. Damn right. Still kicking it even further down the line.
My memories are only for me. I prefer them to reality. Disconnected. I'm feeling alright. Disconnected. It ain't black and white. Disconnected. There's a sword to the dub. Disconnected from the country I love. that ain't got control. I'm back where I belong. I've been gone way too long and I'm back where I belong. I'm back where I belong. I've been gone way too long and I'm back where I belong. Well, I'm standing in the rain and I can't know what to blame, and it's all the fucking same, and I'm through with all the game.
This one here is one of my random favorites.
Forward there's an evening. Raise your fist against the power. Raise your fist, oppress the power that exists. Raise your fist against the power. Raise your fist, oh, the power that exists. We're on a mission. Got no remorse. 100 miles an hour. Hey, we're on a mission. Got no remorse. 100 miles an hour. Collision course. Evil's my friend. Evil's my friend again. 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 One man gives an opinion, the other man takes offense. And when it comes to violence, it's a diabolical dance. Diabolical dance. Diabolical dance. When it comes to violence, it's a diabolical dance. Let's do this.
Man, as this is going on, I'm just getting in a better and better mood. I keep wanting to stop and listen to each damn album. So good. All right, now we get the Troublemaker. Also, great album. Big surprise.
What is was just high enough to keep you locked in for a lifetime. Well, you're one last step from the mechanic. You only got a ghost of a chance, my brother. You only got a ghost of a chance. Well, maybe someday we'll get a new start. You never grow too old to dream. The voices stand for freedom of speech. Well, this one goes out to you. I can still hear your voice on Telegraph Avenue. Na, 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 na.
Beauty and simplicity.
Half as long. Into the hemisphere. 'Cause tonight, let's make one thing clear.
All right, so here we go. We're at their final album here. It just came out in 2023. And I got to say that it's a great album, man. It's really good. Fucking A, it's good. Nothing to complain about here. Especially this first tune. Here we go.
On the streets and season night, more fucking down. Everyone knows dominate. Take a talk on lemonade. Bite the bullet, conceal the fate. More fucking down. Don't you tell me about tomorrow. 'Cause tomorrow never come. Gonna cheat, steal, and borrow. 'Cause tomorrow never come. Tomorrow never comes.
Tomorrow Never Comes is a perfect example of them all showing off. Because you got Tim, Lars, and Matt all singing in it, like, perfectly. And the song is so well put together. Tomorrow Never Comes is a great song, man. Great song. They're still bringing it. Absolutely bringing it. Still. All right, Rancid. Well, I hope you guys do live forever. That brings us to the end of the discography. They do have a split they did with NoFX where they cover each other's songs, and then they have this big, monstrous, long record of B-sides and C-sides, which is great. It really is. It's almost like an embarrassment of riches when you listen to that album. Like, Jesus, they're sitting on all these great songs. Yeah, they are. They're awesome like that. So let's rank this discography. Come on. All right, cool. So here we are taking a look at it. I'm just going to start at the beginning and go from there. And let me just say this also. When it comes to a band like Rancid, there's no right or wrong way to do this. Most big-time Rancid fans could probably debate about this thing because all 10 albums are good. But, I have been listening to them since like 93, 94, and I love them with all my heart. So take this ranking for what it's worth. We'll go in chronological order. So here we go. I might shuffle this around a little bit. I gotta start somewhere. I think I'll put Self-Titled in there. Sure thing is that Let's Go goes up top. Out Come the Wolves is most certainly number one. No question about that. It's one of the greatest albums of all time, like I said earlier. Although Let's Go's not that far behind it. Life Won't Wait came after that. That's definitely an A tier. After that was Rancid 2000. Now listen, some people like Rancid 2000 is their favorite. It's definitely a little lower on the list for me, as good as it is. But that could piss a bunch of people off. After that, we had Indestructible, which to me, I just love it. That's the closest they ever got to Out Come the Wolves, in my opinion. And I think there might have been some nonsense surrounding that album. It may have been like released through a major label or something, and people don't like that it was a little too poppy or whatever. I don't give a shit. That's a great album, man. So fucking good. Okay, so after that, we get to Let the Dominoes Fall. So this is the weakest part of their career, I thought, was these two albums. Even though, oh no, this one's definitely going up here. I may even do this. Yeah. Troublemaker's up here also. Yeah. I might go ahead of that one. And Tomorrow Never Comes in here like this. I think that's it. I think that's my ranking right there. You got 3 incredible albums, 3 A-tier records, 3 super strong B-tier records, and even Let the Dominoes Fall, which I do think is their weakest album, still is chock full of great shit. So, Rancid fans, disagree with me, agree with me. I think it's hard to not put Out Come the Wolves and Let's Go on top for any fucking buddy. But, holler at me in the comments what your ranking is, if you agree or disagree. Man, I just think it's the best. So look, that brings us to the end of our Rancid You Want to Get Into video. For any people finding themselves to Rancid for the first time, I hope I did a good job turning you on to them. They are truly one of the best. And to any hardcore Rancid fans out there, Let me know what you agree with and what you don't disagree, or what you agree with and what you don't agree with. I'll say this, that I don't know what the hell the genre would have done without Rancid. They are just so phenomenal in every way, and I hope they never go away. I liked their last record. It kept me feeling great about them. I mean, they're out playing with Green Day right now, so if anything, they're getting bigger, or they're getting more recognizable. So it's all good, man. It's all good. They deserve everything that comes their way. So yeah, absolutely in my top 10 of all time. I fucking love Rancid. It was a joy to make this video and to go down their discography like that. It's always fun just to get a reminder of how truly great they were. So yeah, episode 3 if you want to get into Rancid. See you guys on the next one.
Yeah, I'm a streetwise professor. Who am I to blame? Now if you listen to the record, do you feel the same? It don't get